Hey teammates, welcome to my channel if you are new here or if you are already a subscriber. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Midyear, of course, and I talk about basically my whole teaching journey from what I teach to how I'm feeling as a teacher mentally. So I would love for you to come on and join the team. In this video, I'm talking all about a teacher to-do list. I feel like as a first-year teacher, I didn't really know exactly what I was getting myself into. And then as I go on throughout the year, it's like, oh, you have to do this, this, and this. How lovely. And of course, like you're a teacher, so you're gonna do it. I think it would have been nice for me to see a video like this for me to gauge or even like have more awareness of my workload. That would have been nice. And actually this video sparked from a conversation I had based off of my teacher salary video. A teacher DM'd me talking about just how much we have to do. I don't feel like people realize everything that we have to do, everything that a teacher encompasses on why our salary should be increased. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get right into the checklist. So this checklist will be based in chronological order based on the first thing you have to do as a teacher at the beginning of the school year towards the end of the school year. And I have not finished my first year of teaching yet, but I already know the things that I need to be doing for the end of the school year. And I'm trying not to stress about it because eventually it will all get done. Okay, the first thing you have to do before students even walk in or you even get to meet your students, you have to set up your classroom. I do have a whole classroom setup series on my channel if you want to watch how I did that. And to be honest, it was just basically put together so that when students walk in, like it doesn't look like a hot mess. Like you probably won't have that much time, like maybe 4 or 5 days to get your classroom together. That's the first thing you need to do. But during that time, you're also gonna have meetings and a bunch of other stuff to be running around doing, especially if you're a first year teacher, you have to attend extra meetings and things like that. So first thing on the to list is set up your classroom. The next thing teachers need to do is actually look at their curriculum once they get their hands on it. I know for me, my lead is amazing, so I was able to get my curriculum a month in advance. Did I plan a month in advance? No, because I was still in summer and still like trying to adjust being out of college. But 2 weeks before I went back to school, I did start looking at my curriculum and planning because I needed to know what I was going to be teaching and how to do that effectively. Once you're able to get your hands on and go ahead and digest the curriculum and what you're going to be teaching for the school year, you then need to organize that. I just did a whole classroom organization video, but I don't want you to feel pressure that you have to have it organized straight at the beginning of the year because I didn't really get organized until after winter break. I feel like I finally have my feet under me where I can now organize the materials and where I wanted my students to actually get the things they needed to learn. The next thing on the teacher's to-do list is to plan your get to know me activities. I feel like I was not prepared for this. I had some resources, especially because my lead is amazing. She did give me some resources. But the first week of school, you're basically planning it on your own. As a first year teacher, you would want to cling to your curriculum because it's basically like a guide telling you what to teach and when to teach it. But that first week of school, I did not expect to basically have to wing it or have a bunch of fun activities to plan or even fill up that time. On top of that, the next thing you need to do is plan your procedures, routines, and how you want that to go in your classroom. You need to think about, set in place, and plan how you want your procedures and things to move all about your classroom. I did not put as much thought into it as I needed to. I thought I was ready, prepared, and planned to go. Even I was as prepared as I could be for the beginning of the school year, but once you get into it and find your groove, like things are going to change and that is okay. Probably within the first month or so, you're going to meet with your principal and create an individualized development plan just for you guys to get to know each other and then for them to know like your career goals or even get to know you, because that was really like the first one-on-one conversation I had with my principal, which was nice. And then towards the second and third month of school, like around September, you are creating your student learning outcomes. Like before the school year really gets underway, you have to go ahead and, my district calls them like SLOs, but of course, every district is different, but you do probably need to develop a plan of where you think your students, like after you assess them and do beginning of the year assessments, you need to go ahead and see where they should be or like where you project, whether it's using data or online platforms to see where they should be at the end of the school year, or like project where they should be at the end of the school year. And then after that, you have to get that approved through your principal or whoever's in charge of you, just to make sure that your SLOs meet the district and state standards. And then probably around December, the next thing on your to-do list is prepare for your formal observations. You're probably going to get used to people coming in and out of your classroom watching you teach. But my first winter, fall observation was not the best. Like, I literally thought I did terrible. It just took like a lot of stress and anxiety and that fun out of teaching for that week, because you just want everything to go perfect. And as a first year teacher, you quickly but surely realize that that's not the case here. And then you go on a winter break, you're super excited to get back into the classroom. Like, I feel like finally can breathe at this point in the school year, because you should be in a routine, or like me, I had to do a whole reset because they weren't working. If you want to check out my reset video, I'll put that in the cards above. But I feel like winter break is a good way for you to gauge how you're doing, how your teaching is going, and how your students are receiving the information. Also, if you're progress monitoring, like we do that like every 2 weeks or so, is that effective or not? Then around February, the next thing on your teacher to-do list is your mid-year evaluations. I feel like this was such a good thing for me to see. Like, sometimes you just think you're drowning and your principal is like, actually you're doing this and this well, but you can't work on this and this. Having that feedback like means the absolute world to me, because in your career or profession, like, you want to be told what you're doing good or what you could be working on. Just like your students, like, you're always giving constant feedback. And I feel like as an educator or just a person in general, you should always be growing and trying to perfect your craft. In this meeting with your principal, of course, you should talk about, are you coming in on time? Are you fulfilling your professional responsibilities? Are you looking professional? Things like that. Then around this time of the school year, which is March, the next thing on your teacher to-do list is your spring observations. You have a fall one and you have a spring one. And usually you do 2 observations that count towards like your professionalism, or however your school or district counts it. Then the next thing on the to-do list is, which I actually need to do this weekend, is go ahead and get my student learning outcomes done, because usually in February, towards the end of February, you are taking the middle of the year assessments and seeing how students are progressing from the beginning, middle, and end of the year. So after you have that data, then you can now go ahead and update your SLOs, which is due March 31st. So I have to get that done as well. Then depending on your student outcomes in April, which is next month, we're gonna get scored to see if students are meeting those outcomes or not, basically to rate your effectiveness as a teacher. And then the day before, or like the week before school ends, you will go ahead and get that score back to see if you're an effective teacher this year or not. Or should it be a daunting thing or to think about? Because if you're progress monitoring and doing what you're supposed to do as a teacher, like, you should be effective. But of course, as a first year teacher, like, you're still trying to figure things out. So it's okay if you're ineffective. You're just basically need to find new strategies that help you grow as a teacher. Then usually around the May and June timeframe, teachers are packing up their classrooms slowly but surely, because it is the end of the school year. You're planning those end of the school year activities, just celebrating all students that have accomplished that year. And I'm actually planning my end of year celebrations now and how I want that to look. But before I get ahead of myself, most states start testing their state assessments after spring break. So around this time, this month and next month, you have to, of course, prepare your students for state assessments if you're 3rd through like 12th grade. And the last thing on the to-do list should be rest. I feel like as teachers, like, you're just go, trying to get all these things accomplished off the to-do list. Don't forget to prioritize rest. It is your job as well to rest, because like I always say before, you can't pull from an empty cup. So if I missed anything on the teacher to-do list, be sure to comment that down below. Or what's your favorite thing on the to-do list, or what's your least favorite thing on the to-do list? Because I didn't mention my least favorite thing, which is grading. Like, I like to see where my students are at, but I don't necessarily like collecting grades doing that, because like I told you before, we all need an assistant. Teachers, everybody needs an assistant. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Before I end this video though, I do want to share some exciting news. I'm super excited, because I'm at 568 subscribers now, which means the absolute world to me. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. We're slowly but surely rising, and at the end of the day, it's not about subscribers, it is about the impact. So getting messages saying that I helped you guys with this, or helped you guys have this idea in your classroom, or to implement this pieces of instruction, makes my heart super happy. But I am upgrading my camera. I did go ahead and get the drum roll please. I did get the Nikon Z30. Yes. So I'm super excited about this. I feel like this was like a gift to myself. And then of course I got the creators kit, because we're just going up, guys. We're going up, and I just want to make sure we're creating the best quality content for you all. But thank you guys so much for watching, like I said, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.